All right, well, I just finished my second week of rehearsal, and it's been really good. I'm amazed how in shape and ready all the dancers are. I was really afraid that we would come back and it would just be hard to find the groove and we would all feel really rusty, but I think kind of the opposite happened, and everyone was, including myself, was like ready to work and hungry to be in the studio and like be with each other and finally be able to do partnering and everything like that. Just really good to be back in the studio.
All the dancers, every single one of us, we were so hungry to get back to work, to get in the studio, to move our bodies, to partner, to connect with each other.
I'm kind of at the phase now where I feel like I'm 80% done with the movement. And that's always the hardest part for me because it's like finding the last few pieces in the puzzle. Except you don't know where you left them. So maybe I'm having a little bit more trouble sleeping, and it's definitely the only thing that's going through my brain right now, but I think that's okay. A lot of it is just listening to the music and imagining the possibilities and then looking at videos you've done and seeing what feels right and what doesn't. I'm still developing the structure with Ezra, our director, and that's something that's like, I think we're just having to stay open and flexible in terms of where we make any musical cuts and what the loose narrative is getting at. So I'm happy I have this week, and then I have, I think, 2 more weeks before our first film day to kind of get everything in order. So I'm happy for that, because I think we'll need it.
Great, we got everything I wanted to get done. Thank you.
Within any work that I do, I think it's really important to have a journey from the beginning to the end. Part of that for film was choosing enough spaces to keep kind of the momentum of the narrative arc going. And also, at the heart of this piece, we really look at these physical spaces and the different relationships people have with them. It was important to me that, especially in the spirit of the digital season where we don't have these spaces anymore, to look at what we can achieve beyond these spaces and how we can also move outside of our theaters and museums and connect with people in a new way.
Everybody ready? Face shields. If you're not wearing face shields, wear a face shield. Face shields on. And on you, Myles.
So Jasmine, fast turn.
One of my favorite moments was when we were all dancing in a clearing surrounded by these tall, beautiful redwoods. It was just such a liberating feeling to be out in nature and having so much space. Filming a ballet was much different than dancing live on stage. During a live performance, we run through it once and we're done. But when filming, we often ran a section several times to make sure the camera angles were correct or to make the best use of the space that we were in.
I was quite inspired by the idea of how we can best utilize film to reach our audiences and create a connection with our audiences in a way that we don't typically get an opportunity to.
The ability to film things and to cut in between takes and to change scenes and all that stuff gives you a lot of freedom and I feel like a lot more creative freedom to do things that you wouldn't necessarily be able to do on stage.
Of course, as dancers, we're so accustomed to working on a proscenium stage and we're seen from one angle in a very controlled setting. And with Myles's work, we were able to work in different spaces. It got me thinking as a dancer, how can I best utilize my body, my angles, my eyes? How can the film inform my approach?
It also gave us dancers a chance to redo things, or if we felt it wasn't good enough the first time. So in that sense, it was somewhat forgiving. But at the same time, they would do close-ups of our feet, which was not as forgiving.
I think the main difference between this work for film and a work where I would just be putting something on stage is if I'm creating a theatrical stage work, I really have kind of like full control of the vision, and I have less people I need to kind of key in order to make that happen. This one, there are just so many other elements. So just like the amount of clarity that I needed to communicate the vision to everybody was just a completely different ball game, and there were a lot of logistics of just getting everybody on the same page and making sure we were all kind of geared towards the same goal. I also think I learned a lot from everybody on that team about film, and kind of just gaining a newfound respect for all that goes into filmmaking. I think the choreography was kind of the easy part, which, you know, I think when I go back to choreographing for the stage, I'll take that with me. I'll be like, oh, steps, that's no problem.
I look back on it and it makes me smile because it was all so much fun. The filming was so much fun. Even when it was cold outside, it was still fun.
I'm really grateful to have been a part of this film and to work alongside so many talented people. Everyone put a lot of love and dedication to this film, so I really cannot wait to see the final product and to share it with you all.
I'm so excited to share it with you, and I'm excited to share it with the world.